Well, take a look at that. Another one bites the dust. HSBC stock got the absolute clapping yesterday, as well as my cheeks with the GameStop puts that I entered last night. You guys, I'm not a Vaseline for the day, but I hope Aquaphor will do. I don't know how good that's gonna work, but yeah. I know. A lot of these stocks, how's your ass feeling from those GameStop puts? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain why I'm fairly confident in those GameStop puts. And I haven't closed my position yet, but I may think about it, okay? I may think about it. Anyway, we have a ton of stuff to cover for the video. All jokes aside, GameStop and AMC are moving. The SPY is moving. Our Tesla trade is moving. And things are looking absolutely beautiful. And we took a trade in the Discord using Frenetically today, the first trade that we actually entered. So without further ado, guys, please hit the like button on the video for my sanity. Get this video to 1,000 likes. And have post notifications on if you are subscribed to the channel. Let's get into it. So GameStop is flying. Up a lot yesterday, up a lot today, and coincidentally, a catalyst dropped, right? This isn't news for GameStop, but we know, we've talked about it before, the algos line up with catalysts. These are just blatant things. Like AMC pops just before Adam Aaron will drop a tweet or something along the lines of that. GameStop, AMC start flying. Robinhood lists GameStop on the 24-hour trading, okay? This is no coincidence here. Fun fact, Robinhood trading uses a 24-hour market maker, aka Citadel. And yes, this basically is saying, okay, we're going to open this market for 24 hours. We're going to let retail trade GameStop, continue to trade GameStop, and Citadel is going to have access to your money for longer. And what's happening here is, if you take a look, Robinhood directly are using a single 24-hour market maker, Citadel Securities, which they route orders to with payment for order flow directly from Robinhood Securities LLC to Citadel Securities market maker, that then routes to their own 24-hour alternative trading system, aka dark pool. So Citadel is routing your orders directly to dark pools overnight for 24 hours now. So great. Thanks, Robinhood. Now, Robinhood doesn't want to mention Citadel, but it's all clear at the same day, at the same crime scene that occurred on January 28th, 27th of 2021 with racketeering and conflicts of interest between Robinhood, Citadel Securities, the CEOs of both. It's all due to Citadel Securities being the largest player to Robinhood for payment for order flow for clients' orders and routing back to Citadel to front run all trades. So if you're trading GameStop using Robinhood, well, actually, if you're trading with Robinhood anyway, what are you doing? Just be very, very careful, okay? So before we jump into AMC, I want to touch on GameStop because this is what's in talks right now. It's moving the most, and I found out basically what's happening. We expected GameStop to go to $10.10, and I do still see that coming. In fact, it plays out very, very well with what we have drawn out. It just may take a little bit longer, and GameStop may actually come all the way up to $16.90, and that is what it'll peak at, in my opinion, for this quote-unquote rally that it's having. And no, I'm not a shill. I have GameStop shares. I have a lot of GameStop shares. I'm still in it for long-term squeeze. But if you take a look at the algos, this isn't a squeeze. If you take a look, 12% running on a day and then 12% running the next day is not a squeeze. In fact, if you see any selling pressure, right, during midday on the 1-minute candles, just be afraid medium term, okay? Because that means they're still holding on to it. Okay, that means market makers are still got a nice solid grip on the stock. Anyway, two bottoms back here, came down, made a new bottom. Two bottoms back here, came down, made a new bottom. And basically what we're looking at right here is this pop we had back in March 22nd, okay? This is the same exact pop that we had March 22nd of 2022, the March 22nd of both years, and it's happening now November. So the cycles are getting smaller. So this could, right, this could essentially happen a lot sooner, coming down to $10.10. If we take a look at this, right, it lines up. This is just the bars pattern copy and pasted from this pop to where we're at now. And coincidentally, right, bottom to bottom, 240 days, bottom to where we're getting this pop, which would technically be the bottom, or actually the very low GameStop hit, 240 days just about, okay? So the cycle is repeating itself. GameStop actually has room to be put through another cycle, unlike AMC. So take a look. We came up, we got this pop, and I can just gray this out so you guys can see it a little better. came up, got this pop, got rejected in this zone that we had drawn out on GameStop, right? Looks like we filled a gap right around $16.40, $16.45. I think the top of this move is going to be $16.80. And I think GameStop is going to get rejected there. Be very, very careful if we do make it up to $16.80. I don't think that's going to be this week. I think, in fact, if we do make it up there, it's going to be late January, early February, coming up to $16.80 before coming down to that $10.10 level. This is why I'm confident in the puts. And the only reason I say that is because even if you look at it from the 1 minute candle, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 30 minute, you're going to see a lot of weakness in the chart, a lot of barcoding in the chart. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. 100,000 shares available to borrow on GameStop, short exempt volume. Take a look at what happened. They're still holding it. 60,000 short exempts. You don't see this anytime on GameStop. So anyone saying, oh, he's a shill, they don't have control of it, it's squeezing. Bro, just stop lying to yourself. There's 60,000 short exempts. They dropped the bag on it. We're here to make money together. Calls, 25,000 expiring in the money compared to basically no puts. So the gamma is looking nice, but we need to see that ramp build a little bit more for the next couple of weeks. And we need to see the short exempts die down, as well as a lot more volume kick in the stock, as well as less barcoding. Okay, now GameStop extends pre-earnings rally as options bets soar. This is exactly what I'm going to talk about. This is the most obvious attempt to get apes to buy weeklies. And if you are one of those apes, just be very, very careful. I really hope you make money off of these calls, but I hope you don't get greedy. Now, touching on AMC. First of all, AMC had an order imbalance on the buy side of 352,000 shares. AMC is also getting its own pop. They couldn't match sellers to the buyers over here. And 350K shares is a lot of shares. AMC is trading at $7.01, up 4.63% on the day. We said it was going to come up to $7. I didn't think it would break above, but it wicked above. Now it's fighting it as resistance, just like we thought. There are two spots I think AMC is at, and it's actually pretty close to a squeeze in my opinion. I said weeks away in a video less than a week ago, and this is what we're tracking. We're tracking the run before January. AMC is in one of these, okay? AMC is in one of these. And the reason for that, because this is what we've been tracking, right? Similar to the run up before January, and it got this little gap right here. These are the same scenarios that we see back here, okay? AMC, if it is in this scenario, then GameStop is less likely to run through a cycle. I'm likely to get absolutely slaughtered on my puts, and they're both likely to squeeze. Or if it's lagging a little bit behind, I think both pan out. GameStop hits $10.10. AMC finds a new bottom, the last bottom, and then plays out that squeeze, okay? This is my outlook. It's one of these where we're trading at right now, both where it looked like it wanted to gap. And this is just where I think AMC's at, right? Got this last sell-off, and that could very well be this last sell-off, okay? Very well. Gap, right? Gap, last sell-off, okay? It could very well be up here, fighting this resistance as it fought at $12.60, but now it's fighting it at $7. Moving on, 10.84% short interest according to Ortex. 4.2 million shares available to borrow against AMC, 20,000 calls compared to 8,000 puts expiring in the money, and 70,000 calls out of the money compared to 37,000 puts. So the gamma is looking solid on AMC as well. More than double for in the money for calls to puts as well as out of the money. Short exempts rose a little bit as well, but it seems as if they're getting AMC to a low enough level where they are comfortable with keeping it trading at, which is scary because we said if they get it put through another cycle, then it will get delisted. However, if they don't get it put through another cycle, we squeeze. And then the third scenario would look like Mullen, where it's just chop trading sideways and they're keeping short exempts stagnant in order to just grip the price. Now, this is effective January 1st, 2024, coming back to phase 6. We talked about phase 6 a while ago, and basically the translation for what's happening with these counterparties, margin requirements, is in addition to the costs of preparing to comply with phase 6 margin requirement rules, the administrative costs and fees associated with these rules. Counterparties are seeing these requirements being applicable to more contracts. So the too long didn't read is that the game of derivatives speculation on swaps is becoming more and more expensive to the counterparties coming into scope under more stringent rules. So tick-tock clock is ticking for these over-leveraged institutions. Citigroup, the parent company of Citibank, reported that 85.74% of their $1.2 trillion in deposits are uninsured, according to the call report data from the period ending September 30th. Now, this is not good for them at all. Basically, if you scroll through their sheet, the short message is that Citi is absolutely fucked. Since we're on the topic of banks, Bank of America has just been fined $12 million for reporting fake mortgage data to the government for at least the last 4 years per Bloomberg. What is $12 million going to do? And finally, Apple is exiting its credit card partnership with Goldman Sachs, same bastards who spoof AMC's price. Now, before we get into the SPY, the Tesla trade, and some additional stuff to close down the video, if you guys want to get in the Discord, the link is right under the video. You will not regret it as soon as you join. If you're one of those people who don't get in any Discords, I used to be the same exact way, but when I started my own, I realized the community is a lot more important. I would probably feel lost on my trading journey if I wasn't in the group. So get in here, come talk with me, come talk with the most amazing people, stocks all day long, post your gains, post your losses. We also have options trading alerts in there and more. Overall, the best vibes. That link is under the video, and you can watch the trailer if you'd like. Also, the link under the video for Moomoo. If you sign up and download Moomoo and make a deposit, you will start earning free stocks as well as free cash if you transfer stocks into there, as well as 5.1% on your uninvested cash. So the benefits are outrageous if you start using Moomoo as a broker. Use my link, sign up, make a deposit. The link is under the description and pinned in the top of comments. Now, US Q3 GDP core PCE prices rise 2.3% year over year, estimated at 2.4 and previous 3.7, which is the lowest since Q4 of 2021. And this is affecting the overall market, up 0.3% on the day, trading at 456.36. The SPY came all the way up to 458.30-ish or so, right? 458.30 before getting a slight rejection. And the very top the SPY has ever hit, I believe, is 459.59 or 459.50, right? Somewhere in that zone. So 459.50 is the very top, and we came very close, almost less than $1 away from that top. We are still above the macro trend line. This is a beautiful thing to see. A breakout above, if we see a full candle close above this, and then we expect another run for the SPY. This is a beautiful thing to see, but watch what happens when we test that top at 459.50. When we test that top, it's really going to make a decision for the overall market to either get a double top and a hard retracement, or to just smash right through that and enter into a multi-year bull rally, right? Also, extra stocks that are doing extremely well: Open, Fubo, Mara, Riot, AI, Carvana, etc. Which we just entered Carvana and AI with a short-term sell limit over on Frenetically, starting the trading challenge. Figured we might as well just snipe a trade. Now Tesla, the Tesla trade. Elon Musk tweets, Cybertruck deliveries start on Thursday. Absolutely solid news. Hopefully nothing happens with these Cybertrucks. Tesla was up about 3%. Now it's only up 1%, trading at 249.18. Did hit resistance right around 253, right? We got smacked at that resistance level. Keep in mind, Tesla is touching the top of the Bollinger Bands, and this is a longer term play, and we very well could see bad news with the Cybertruck, which could flush it down to fill that gap right around 224.38. And then in that case, I would look for a double entry on my calls. But as of right now, I am still holding. They are extremely green, and Tesla is just looking solid. Finally, to close out the video, $820 billion Standard Chartered Bank predicts Bitcoin will reach 100,000 by the end of 2024. What are your Bitcoin price predictions down below? Do you hold Bitcoin? Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to hit the like button, check the links. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.